All right, so I have quite a disaster on my hands.
Mm,
So, basically, I got married in 2023, no, 2022.
okay.
And 6 months after that, my wife tells me that she's like to her core, an immutable part of her identity is that she's polyamorous.
Oh,
Um,
oh my
and that,
God.
yeah.
What the
This is
fuck?
isn't that fucking and this is like after we had
That's
like made
insane.
fun of poly people for like years of being together. Um,
What?
yeah. So I was like trying to be understanding at first and shit like that. And she had mentioned before we got married that like, oh, we can like fuck around with other people, have like threesomes and stuff. And I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But she never actually like said she was polyamorous, which to me feels like a
It's a big
totally
difference.
different
Big difference.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Because I come from like, I mean, I said this in the text to Eldest, but like I come from like a first generation, like Italian New Jersey family.
Yeah, where you
I
just
am,
cheat like a gentleman, where you just
I'm
you're
a channel.
polyamorous but secretly by fucking, the hostess at your favorite pasta restaurant. But you have the decency to
Exactly.
hide it from your wife.
Exactly. You gotta have the guma on the side.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that's so you can't do it out in the open like
Of
this. So
course.
anyway, so she says that she wants to be polyamorous, blah blah blah. I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. But the caveat is that like I tried to go along with it, I guess, for a little bit because I am like I'm trans.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I was like, oh, okay, like I can't do any, just like self-hatred,
Yeah,
internalized
totally.
transphobia type shit.
Yeah,
Like,
totally
oh, I can't do any
internalized.
better.
You're
Like
like, well, I'm
she's
a
hot.
fucked up person. She's a fucked up person. We deserve each other, even though it's like, no,
Exactly.
you thought you were getting married in a monogamous relationship. But anyway, go ahead.
Exactly.
I get it though.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
understand the psychology. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so like basically I was like, oh, she's hot. She's like, I'll never do any better. Like
Right.
I'm a good-looking guy, but I'm fucking 5'3" trans guy, so it's not
Yeah.
it's not that easy for me.
Yeah. I gotta
So
say, you do just sound like a guy from trans guys. The voice is often a tough part. You could just sound like a little Italian guy. You sound like a little pizza maker, dude. So there you go. That's a big plus. You got us there.
that's perfect. Thank you. That's all I want to be. So
Yeah.
so so yeah, basically like, tried to go along with this shit for a while and unfortunately, like I was trying, and then one day she fucking hits me with, "Oh, I think I'm the type of poly that like we live in separate
Oh
homes,
my
but we're
god.
still like married." And
Oh my god.
I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me! I've been reading these fucking poly secure books.
Yeah.
I've been like
Trying to
doing all this
fucking
shit to try to
hypnotize
not be like
yourself.
an anxiously attached person, and then she finally hits me with this. So I basically was like, this is not going to work for me. Like, I can't make
Yeah.
this work. Um, and she's like, okay, well, this is like very upsetting to me. I'm very surprised that like you
What?
feel this way. I'm gonna
What
like
the
go have coffee
fuck?
with my friends and like talk about this. And I'm like, okay. So she leaves the house. I've never done this before, but I just got this feeling that like something more was going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I go look on her computer, like a little piece of shit, and I like go
Yeah.
on her iMessages and I see that like I based on the timestamp at the same time that like I was crying on the couch about the fact that she said that she's like this type of extreme poly.
Right.
She was in the bathroom sending nudes to a guy.
Oh my
Uh
god, dude.
yeah,
This bitch is out of
she
her
was in the bath.
mind, dude. This is
She's
crazy.
fucking nuts. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was
Fuck.
sending nudes to this guy. And I like call her on the phone and I'm like, you got to get back to the house right fucking now. Like, put your fucking espresso down, you bitch, and come
Yeah,
back
yeah,
home.
yeah.
And like, you need to pack up your shit and leave, basically.
Yeah.
So she comes back. She like seems all like upset that I look through her laptop and shit. And
I
I was
mean,
basically like, you just need to pack up your shit and leave. So she packs up her shit and goes. And then her mother, so my ex-mother-in-law, then calls me and is like, I can't believe you're kicking my daughter out of the house. Like, you didn't even give her any notice or anything. And I had said to her when she was packing up, like, tell your parents who I actually love, like
Right.
why I'm doing this in such
Right.
like a hasty manner.
Right.
And she was like, yeah, like I'll tell them. She didn't obviously didn't fucking tell them. So
Yeah.
the mom calls me, is upset, and I say to her, like, listen, you need to ask your daughter what actually happened because you know I'm not this type of guy and wouldn't just
Right.
do this for no
Right.
reason. And then I get off the phone with her. I didn't divulge anything, but I was basically like, you just need to talk to your daughter about this and kind of like implied what was going
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
And my ex-wife calls me and she's like, you're slut shaming me, blah, blah,
Oh my
blah. Like
god.
I was with you because I
Slut
thought you weren't a
shaming your wife.
misogynist, but you're just like every other dude, blah, blah.
Oh my god, dude.
Yeah, it's bad.
This is
So
brutal.
anyway, long story short, like this happened so I guess a year and a half ago at this point,
Okay.
almost 2 years, two
Okay.
years ago. And I moved back in with my mother, who's like the sweetest, like born in Italy, like
Yeah, I
makes me
mean,
espresso when I come home from work,
yeah,
like
yeah,
the
yeah.
nicest woman, like, So I'm back in this place where it's like I kind of feel a little bit like stunted, like I'm a 33-year-old guy and I'm like living in the New Jersey suburbs with my
Yeah.
mom.
Yep.
But it's like I don't know how to like get back out there and like trust again and like try to
Sure.
date, especially as like a trans guy in this area.
Sure.
So I don't know. So and you guys have helped me a lot, like just listening to the podcast and shit and like listening to it while I'm like going to work and stuff. And
Yeah.
so
While you're
yeah, I
fucking
just want
tossing dough up in the air, while you're getting you're stirring up a big pot of marinara. That kind.
I'm actually a lawyer, believe it or not.
Every other part of your life really is the most traditional fucking Italian.
I know.
Move back in with your mom.
Yeah. That's the only thing I'm missing is my pizzeria.
Yeah, yeah. So, dude, okay, dude. So, like, first of all, yes, it's obviously going to be hard to trust again, right? For sure. But also,
Mhm.
I think the big lesson here is as hard, the negative of this is that, right? That it will take you a little bit to trust, right?
Mhm.
But I think the positive is that you now know that you have to set real boundaries and you cannot let shit that is going to upset you slide, because you don't want to end up with the kind of person like you clearly were too understanding and you clearly let shit that you didn't weren't okay with slide in that last
Yeah.
relationship, because what you should have done, I think it's very clear, is that after you got married and after this person, I'm
Mhm.
assuming, got some financial security, you were paying for stuff, you were whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
After she had secured that, she drops this basically like, hey, I want to cheat on you, but by telling you, and it's fine.
Yeah.
Because it's my sexuality, and you should get that. You're fucking trans. You understand how fucking, which is ridiculous. She took
Yeah.
advantage of both your nature as a nice person and like insecurity about your identity, which is insanely fucked up for anyone to do, let alone your spouse, right? Somebody who
Mhm.
kind of took advantage of you in like these fundamental ways. And I think what this
Yeah.
teaches you is like, when at the first sign of this kind of trouble, you have to be out of there, because I think,
Mhm.
unfortunately, psychologically, we are drawn to the same types of people that are bad for us. And you just now have the tools, and you've been hurt so much that you know it's worth standing up for yourself. So is it going to be easy to get out there? No. Is it, will you have the same obstacles dating that you did before? Yes. But I think
Mhm.
the silver lining is you've been hurt in a way that lets you know, I have to fucking stand up for that I'm not going through that shit again, right? That's the
Mhm.
important thing. You can't be the kind of guy who just lets this shit happen to them over and over again, right? And
Yeah.
we're saying that again. I'm saying that as somebody who I learned that lesson the hard way too, right? Where it's like,
Mhm.
I was in some, early on, I would like sort of get taken advantage of. I would let shit slide that I wasn't okay with. Now, maybe I've overcorrected too much, and there's a danger in that too, right? Like now, I probably will I just disappear the second there's any kind of obstacle, which is an issue in and of itself. But I don't think you're
Mhm. That's
there.
about yeah.
I think like you need to just get out there, understand that like, yes, shit might be a little hard, that shit takes a little time, but you know, you have to just slowly crawl out of like the understandable hole that you're in, right?
Mhm.
And you're doing well. You know, you're a fucking lawyer. You have a job, whatever. Like, you just have to build up your life again. And like, dating is just one part of that, right?
Yeah.
And you know, if you don't like where you're living, fucking maybe dating isn't the priority. Maybe saving up some cash and moving to a city where it's, you know, you'll feel more
Mhm.
comfortable is step one, right? Maybe you don't have to get right to fucking the apps. Maybe it's like, let's fucking get an apartment somewhere that I want to be, somewhere where it's easier for me to date.
Mhm.
Maybe that's step one, right?
Yeah.
But eventually, you just have to. That's when you get back there. You just have to take. You can't let this have been a complete loss because it is very valuable when you get when something this fucked up happens to you. It's like you learn from it and you don't let yourself get back in that place again. And I think you're capable of doing that. You know, you just can't let a hot woman do whatever the fuck she wants, which is hard. If she's hot
It's
enough,
really
it's
hard.
hard not to just let her do whatever she wants. I get that.
He was really hot, really hot, had a fat ass. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough, but
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
paid the price.
Yeah.
You're back in
I really
Bayonne
did.
as we speak. You know what I mean?
Oh God, it's fucking tough. Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it's tough. Yeah. I mean, and yeah, like you said, like living in the suburbs and dating,
it's
it's
tough.
just, yeah, I don't even know how to like go about that. It's a nightmare. But I also don't like love living in cities. It's not my
Well, listen,
vibe. So
it might,
it's
you know, I'm
tricky.
not saying you got to move to New York, but I'm saying like just somewhere you're comfortable it could be a different suburb or it could be a smaller town. It's just like you just have to find a place where you feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, cause
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
to me, sometimes that's so much, people obsess over dating, but it's like, are you even in the place where you want to date right now? Like, it seems like your shit's a little fucked up. You gotta fucking, I think you know, you have to figure out parts of your life, particularly coming out of like a fucked up divorce, where you're like, all right,
Mhm.
I'm over that. I have a stable sort of like, I like where I live. I like my job. Everything's going
Mhm.
pretty good. It's gonna be a little harder for me to date this time around because I have the baggage of the last shit that happened to me. So like, is everything else
Mhm.
kind of set up nicely? And if that's the case, I think it'll be a lot easier for you because then
Yeah.
all you're worried about is, am I actually connecting with this person? You know, am I
Mhm.
really making an effort? You
Mhm.
know, to do this shit the right way. You're not worried about like, oh, I gotta fucking make sure mom's snoozing before we sneak in through the fucking basement entrance to get some pussy. You know what I mean?
She makes such good eggplant parm though. It's hard for
Yeah,
me.
that is gonna be tough. That is gonna be tough.
No, yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, I do feel like so many parts of my life are really good. Like I have a really good job. I make good money. Like I actually do like where I live, even though it's hard
Mm,
to meet people my age. But um, yeah. And then I
okay,
see my fucking
interesting.
cisgender brother who just like has it so easy. He like married this Italian woman, at a young age, and they have like three kids together,
Yeah,
and it's just like, and then I'm just like the black sheep Tran of the family. Yeah.
yeah. Well, you know, I mean, you know, your mom's still feeding you eggplant. As far as Italians from Jersey go, it sounds like you got a pretty good
Yeah.
draw.
No, I did. I did. Yeah,
But
my family's really supportive. Yeah.
I will say, like, yeah, it's fucking annoying. Like, I get that too, where it's like, you know, my brother, I'm not the black sheep of my family, but I get feeling envious when people have figured out how to be in happy relationships, right? Like that's my
Uh-huh.
hang up too. I
Yeah.
look, it's like my brothers are in great, you know, they're married. My little brother had a kid.
Uh-huh.
Like everything's going good. And so it's like, you know, even like for me, other segments of my life are definitely going better. But like,
Uh-huh.
you know, I think that's a fundamental thing to really want to be able to figure this part out of your life. So, dude, it sounds like you got most of it figured out, right?
Yeah.
And even if you like, look, even if you like where you live, fuck it, go get a fucking apartment so you don't live with your mom. Like, even that could be, it
Yeah.
could be as simple as that. But I think that's
Yeah.
really the final piece, and then everything else is going good. And then look, unfortunately, we all have our insecurities. You have to just get over your insecurities, and the only way to do that is to like it's almost you got to do exposure therapy and not let somebody fucking treat you bad just because they're hot and you don't feel like you're worthy, you know? And the
Yeah.
only way you get over that is by actually doing it.
Yeah.
I like this call as a postscript to the last call. It just kind of proves my point. Basically, the last caller, like, we concluded that him and his wife just agreed they didn't want kids, and then he got a vasectomy, and then a few months later, she said like she did want kids after all. So we said like, he's at a fork in the road where he'll either have a kid he didn't expect, or he'll end up divorced because
Right.
she wants kids,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you're in a way you're like if someone walking down the divorced path, and all things considered it could be a lot worse
No,
for
you
and-
truly you ended up fine, and you should have gotten divorced. Like you should have been out of that relationship sooner. Is
Yeah.
the takeaway. So you are better off now. It's just get out there. Don't let the same shit happen to you, and that's pretty much it. But you're actually doing pretty good, and you should be happy about that. You should be proud of yourself for that.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, good
Yeah.
luck, brother. Let us know how it goes, man. Give us an update. Maybe when you got a couple. Maybe in a year or so. Give us the update when you got your own spot. You're dating another
will.
woman with BPD. You're like,
Oh
it's
my
not
gosh, she
that
did have
bad.
BPD.
She's only.
How did you know?
How did I know?
did have
Come on,
Yeah.
come on, man. This ain't my first rodeo.
Why is it always the hot ones with fat asses?
Yeah, yeah.